So recently I showed you a backfire striker build that was hitting pretty damn hard. But what if I told you Hunter's Fury actually hits harder? Here, check it out. Alright, so let's test out this old Hunter's Fury backfire build. Now, like I was telling people, I do have a striker, backfire, and crit version of the backfire for this season because this season it's ridiculously strong. So let's see what we can do with the numbers here. So I'll get my stacks up a little bit. Now yesterday with the striker, I think it was like 1 million to the chest, 1.2 to the head. So let me go ahead and switch it up. All right. And we should be good there. All right, here we go. 1.2 to the chest and 1.4 to the head. And that is with 100 crit chance and 382 on the crit hit damage. So that was 1.2 to the chest and 1.4 to the head with 100 crit chance and 382 on the crit damage. Here we go. What's going on, YouTube? Kamikazevondoom here with another Division 2 build video, and shout out to the DoD Disciples of Doom. And in today's build video, I'm going to bring to you a backfire meta build featuring the Hunter's Fury gear set. So, sit back, relax, grab that popcorn, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know what you think in the comment section below. How we do all of these build videos is I will do the build breakdown first, and then all of the gameplay at the end. That way, you can see how I put the build together, and then you can see how I use it, alright? So, starting with the build breakdown. And, well, at the top, I am using the Technician Specialization, but you can use whatever it is you want. It does not make or break the build, but the reason why I am using it is for that +1 skill tier. So all of my skills are tier 2. Now, again, use whatever you're comfortable with. It does not make or break the build. Now, as far as the skills for this build, again, use whatever it is you are comfortable with. Tailor make it to your play style. That way you get the most out of it. And same with the secondary and sidearm. I am not using these two weapons. They are both my placeholders. So I have the Slayer as my secondary and the backup boomstick with Preservation as my sidearm. But the star of the show, the entire reason why I am doing a video, is because of this primary weapon and this build setup. Everything else you can change, make it however you want, but as long as you have this build setup and this primary weapon, you're good to go. And, well, also the modifiers. The modifiers really do help out this season for the backfire, and that's what makes it such a meta weapon, because you can use this passive modifier right here called Safety First. So with every stamina tier you get, you also receive 7.5% hazard. Now remember, you can get up to a tier 5. So that's a lot of free hazard protection on your build that already has, say, bleed resistance and hazard on it as it is. And that's exactly what we did here. We went with a Cavalier Cesca, right? Cesca? Chess piece, because I know yesterday a lot of people were saying, hey man, love the build, love the backfire setup with the striker. However, you're using one piece Y'all gear, and with Y'all gear being a PvP exclusive gear set, can you use something else? And here's my answer to that. Yes, you can. You could use one piece of Cesca and one piece Cavalier, and then that way you don't have to even touch the Y'all gear at all, and you're still getting the same results. And in fact, I have no hazard rolls on this build. I only have 2 bleed mods, but everything else is all crit everywhere. And that's how I'm able to get those crazy high crit numbers while still having 1.6 million armor. Now, all of the crit numbers and everything is because of this weapon right here, the backfire. So the Backfire is not a new exotic. However, it was reworked back in Project Resolve. So about a year ago, it was reworked. And whenever it was, it's easier to get the stacks and it's easier to hold those stacks with, the bleed being minimal. Now, there are ways of getting around the bleed, like I'm about to show you with bleed resistance mods and certain hazard protection. But overall, what you're doing is you are just shooting your enemy. You're getting all of that extra crit hit damage, and as long as you can negate that bleed, you're good to go. Just enjoy. And the cool thing about this weapon is even without Striker, you can see it has a decent RPM of 850 and a decent magazine size of 50. Now, as far as the attributes, I do have damage to targets out of cover on here, and this is not fully maxed out. I'm only at expertise 28, so you can actually get this up to 30, so it is lacking 2% weapon damage. But all of the extra crit numbers and everything is because of this talent right here, payment in kind. Now, we are actually ignoring that bottom half of the talent because we are fully bleed resistant. So that bottom half doesn't even apply to us. So just the top half does. And with the top half, it says that dealing damage to enemies will add a stack of 2% crit hit damage up to 100. So you can get 200% crit hit damage on top of what you already have. It's really nice. So just face tank your enemy, good to go. And that's why I have the high armor, because we get to face tank our enemy. Now, not only that, but while you're building up those stacks, I made it to where you are also building up your Obliterate stacks. So with this build, you are over 60% crit chance at all times. You get up to 100% crit chance whenever you pop that active modifier. But wait, there's more, because every crit hit you deal will also increase your weapon damage because of this talent, Obliterate. So crit hits increase your weapon damage by 1% up to 20. So that's another 20% weapon damage on our build. Now, all of this is possible because of the NinjaBike messenger bag, so we're going to start there, but just overall summary, the 3-piece Hunter's Fury with the NinjaBike gives us the 4-piece Apex Predator, the 1-piece Cavalier gives us the 2-piece bonus for Hazard, and the 2-piece bonus of Cesca or Cesca, whatever you want to say, will also give us Hazard. So, let's go ahead and jump right in. And with that, let's start with the backpack. So we are using the NinjaBike messenger bag. The reason being is because of the talent resourceful. So it slots in with any brand set or gear set to fulfill a set bonus requirement. So for example, that 3-piece Hunter's Fury, we now get that 4-piece Apex Predator, like I was saying. And the reason why we want this is because the Apex Predator talent, at first it only gives you 20% amplified damage, but it goes up to 45% amplified damage. So this is a really strong gear set that a lot of people forget about because of, Striker and Heartbreaker, Umbra, what have you. But Hunter's Fury is really a strong gear set, especially for these SMGs. Now also, because of the NinjaBike, we get that Hazard on the chest and Hazard on the knee pads, and that's giving us 50% Hazard just right there. So back to the NinjaBike. The other cool thing about it is we get all 3 core attributes. We get weapon damage, armor, and a skill tier, and then of course I do have that bleed resistance mod on there. Jumping to the Hunter's Fury, because we already talked about the talent, the other gear set bonuses for this build that we're using, the SMG damage at the 2-piece bonus, the armor on kill, and health on kill from the 3-piece bonus. Now for all of these Hunter's Fury items, we are going armor, crit damage, and then because of the mask having a mod slot, we do have a bleed resistance mod on here. The other piece of Hunter's Fury, we have the gloves. This one, weapon damage, crit damage, and then the holster, armor, crit damage. Now, we do have the 1-piece Cavalier. Again, armor, crit damage for the attributes. But the reason why we're using the Cavalier is actually kind of to replace the Yaw gear in a way. Because instead of Yaw gear, we use the Cavalier, and this gives us 30% hazard just from the 2-piece bonus. So adding in armor, crit hit damage, just like the Hunter's Fury items, you're good to go. You don't need the crit chance because you're using an SMG, and you already have over max crit chance. You're good to go there. Not bad. And then that leaves us with the chess piece, the Cesca chess piece. So the 2-piece bonus gives us that hazard protection, but the 1-piece bonus gives us crit chance. Not only that, but I do have double crit on here with crit damage for the mod and weapon damage for the core attribute. So that's how we're able to get to that max crit chance so easily, mainly just because of this brand set. That's it. Pretty easy. Now, on top of that, we do have Obliterate, increasing our weapon damage, and, well, that's actually it. So we get our hazard from the chest and the knee pads. We get our amplified damage from the other pieces to go with the Obliterate, and the extra 200% crit hit damage from the backfire. All of that with no bleed, so you just get to enjoy all of the advantages of this exotic with none of the drawbacks. Now, again, with the skills, use whatever it is you want. It doesn't matter. For the gameplay, I'll switch them around, but again, use whatever you're comfortable with. Now, as far as the stats, this is for the backfire before any of the bonuses or anything at all. We're sitting at over 116k weapon damage, 64 crit chance, 132 crit damage, 70 headshot, and then the damage to targets at a cover. For the offensive tab, we are at 83% all weapons damage bonus and 45% SMG damage bonus. So every time we're using the backfire, we are already starting out at 128% damage bonus total. And then on top of that, you have Resourceful from the NinjaBike Messenger Bag, you have Obliterate on the chest piece, and you have the Apex Predator talent from the Hunter's Fury. We are actually rounded up to 1.6 million armor. We're at 1.59. We get over 318k armor on kill. We are at max health of 363k. And then, of course, you have that 10% explosive resistance. Now, because of our stamina tiers, that passive modifier, and the Cavalier and Cesca items, we are at 82.5% hazard, just sitting there. And then with the 2 bleed resistance mods, that brings us up to the 100 bleed resistance. Pretty cool, right? Now, the 10% explosive resistance is due to my watch level, so here's my disclaimer for all my build videos. I am sitting at watch level 13,431. That means all these boxes are maxed out 50 of 50. If you are at or above shade level 1000, you can copy and paste my build and get the exact same numbers and results, and then you get to worry about expertise. However, if you are below shade level 1000, some of these boxes are not going to be maxed out. So when you go to copy and paste my build, some of your numbers might be lower. It's okay. Don't freak out. It's still a great build to use, I promise you. Just put it together, let me know what you think, and it will only get better once you put expertise into it. For example, I actually, the NinjaBike's maxed out, but I mean, none of my other items are even close, and that could probably get me to 1.7 or 1.8 million armor. My skills are not maxed out, but they're getting close. My backfire's not maxed out. So, I mean, you can get a lot of this even higher than what I'm showing you. So, put it together. Let me know what you think, and that will be the build breakdown. If you found this helpful or informative in any way, shape, or form, hit that thumbs up. Support the channel by subscribing. I am Kamikazevondoom. Take care of yourself. You know the whole spiel. And I'll see you in the next one, all right? Peace out, and roll that gameplay footage. All right, here we go. PvE gameplay heroic with 2 of the directives because the other directives are messed up. But here we go. Well, we have a little open world right here.
They maintain its outpost. Tucson will be a direct threat to the campus.
All right. And away we go. Booyah. And you can already see I'm at max Obliterate. I'm at max Hunter's Fury. And I'm at 80 right now for the backfire. There we go. Not too shabby.
They're moving south. There's a gate between you. It looks closed from here.
Agent,
And here we
find a
go.
way to open that gate.
But you can see it works just fine. I mean, we're getting the max stack, so we have the what is that? 45% amplified damage. And whenever I hit this lovely button, we're at 100% crit. And there we go. You can see they're all crits all day. Not too shabby. Look at that. Oh yeah. And we're at max Hunter's Fury, max Obliterate. I mean, this really works very well. I'm telling you, Hunter's Fury, Backfire. I like it better than the Striker myself, but that's just me. Maybe because it also does the disorient. You know, nice little status there. It does help out. Oh! Ouch. One of them jumped down behind me. Two of them did. Ruh-roh. Ruh-roh, Raggy! And get this guy before the heavy comes out. Nope, there's no way. This guy's way too far back. Oh! Get this guy off the turret. Yeah, get out of here.
All clear.
Oof.
I repeat, the
And
compound
away
is all
we
clear.
go.
No, that can't be all of them.
Now this is heroic with
Maintain the
directives.
perimeter.
And we are just melting everything, so it's pretty nice. And the more you get to face tank, the more powerful you get, so I'm loving it. Get another medi here just because we can. And there we go. Now, if you haven't already, hit that thumbs up. What are you waiting on? Come on, support the channel by subscribing. And let me know what you think in the comment section below. But this is, the Backfire Hunter's Fury. I'm taking way too much time. Oh man, that sucks. Because now these guys are all spread out. Yeah, but now I'm already at max. Look at that. Not bad. Keep it going. You can see I'm at max Hunter's Fury, max Obliterate.
Damn it. The true sense of truth
The whole
is only
time.
base.
I mean, we're hitting them with all the damage.
Isaac can't access
One
data on this
might say
location.
the kitchen
Stay alert.
sink.
I don't know what you're
But
walking
we
into.
definitely are. I mean, this is pretty damn powerful. The Backfire is definitely a meta right now. I've already showed you the Striker. This is the Hunter's Fury. And then I'll show you the all crit. Because you can definitely ramp this sucker up to 11 with the right setup. I do like the Striker because it builds up as you build up the Backfire.
Can't afford to let the true
But
sense
the
escape
Hunter's
those.
Fury, for me,
gotta
I
find a
don't
way to
know.
close
It
up
just
that tunnel.
seems a little bit better in my opinion. Just right out the gate, it's just like, wow. But you can see we're already at max Obliterate. And I have to turn around right here. Ooh, this sucks. Yep. Booyah, booyah, booyah. Look at that. All crits, all day. Oh, they ran down here. Look at that, all crits. It's crazy. I'm loving it. I am loving it. I mean, if you haven't tried the Backfire yet, you need to. And if you're wondering where to get the Backfire, it's in the general loot. So anywhere you get SMGs, you could get this to drop. Anywhere you get those exotic caches, you get it to drop. All of that. So
According to the
that's
schematics
how
Isaac
you
pulled
get the
upstairs.
Backfire.
Then lock that
I would
tunnel door
highly
from the control
recommend
center.
doing
That should
the
keep them from
countdown
able to
game
transport
mode,
orders loaded with
put it on
weapons.
SMGs, and then that way, if you don't get it to drop, you could then buy exotic caches. And then that would be two different ways of getting it to drop. Ooh. Go, one more wave. Oh yeah, we're getting it.
System malfunctioning. System reactivated.
Wondering how fast we can run through this. I mean, I
That should keep them from getting more
really
of those
fumbled
mortars.
on that heavy. on the third section, that's for sure. The rest of these are not bad. There we go. Get this boss. What up, bro? Oh! Oh! Yeah, those bosses hurt, bro. Definitely hurt. Look at that. Once you get your stacks up, game over. Game over. Alright. And then leave the best for last. Hadouken! Yeah.
Good work. Go on ahead,
Let's
back up.
go.
The team from the campus is taking
And you can see
position
we're at
inside the
max
memorial.
Hunter's Fury, max Obliterate. Pretty much the entire time.
I know they would've used
Very,
those weapons
very
on us,
strong.
and we would've ended up
Highly
captured.
recommend you try out this build.
Can't tell you how
I
relieved
am
am to have
Kamikazevondoom.
Thank
And
you.
that was your PvE gameplay.
Today, we dealt a great blow to the True Sun's infrastructure. We
I'll
confiscated
show
a
you all
massive
the
cache of chemical
in-mission
weapons
results
and
here in a
eliminated
second.
stronghold near the campus. You should be proud. You saved a lot of lives today.
Thank you, Manny. And survey says we did 562 million damage, 78 kills. That only took us 6.5 minutes. Our real crit percentage, holy crap, over 60. We're averaging 68% crit chance and 78 or 74 crit hit damage. Not bad. That's actually better than the striker build I just showed you. So not bad at all. I'm digging it. But that is your Hunter's Fury Backfire build. 100% crit chance up to 382 crit hit damage. Hit the like, subscribe, you know the little YouTube spiel, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.